So for today's video, I am going to be teaching how to fly with Elytra. So the first thing you need to know is where to find Elytra. So here's the thing with Elytra. You can't craft it. You need to either use cheats or the creative inventory to get it, or if that's not really your thing, you want to actually find it. And to do that, you have to go to the end and you have to locate end cities. There is a portal in the end that will take you to where the end cities are. And you can also bridge across the large gap between the main end island and the end cities, or like the end cities like area, although that will take a while. And in end cities there are end ships, although some end cities don't have end ships, but the ones that do, each end ship will have one Elytra in it. And so yeah, that's how you get Elytra. Now here's how you use Elytra. Firstly, they go in your chest plate slot, and when they're equipped, they look like this. It's like a dark gradient wing kind of thing. And then when they're open, like that. So the first thing you need to know is that Elytra are used to glide. You cannot fly with just Elytra. You need to use firework rockets to propel yourself through the air. Because otherwise, here's what's going to happen. So say you're on high ground, and you jump off, and you use your Elytra, you're just going to go down. That's all that's going to happen. You can't really fly with it. Now you may be asking, how do I use the Elytra in the first place? Well, you have to use the spacebar. So one way to get into the air is to jump off a high point and then use your spacebar. But that's not the only way. You can also simply sprint along flat ground and then look up, jump, and use a firework rocket. To use a firework rocket, by the way, you have to right click. And now you're in the air. Now, another important thing to note is how to land properly. A lot of people land wrong and then they end up dying. So to land, what you want to do, so firstly, you can land in water, that works. Or, alternatively, what you could do is, you could land on land, but you can't go straight down or go too fast. You want to slow yourself down. I find that spinning in circles in one spot helps me slow myself down really fast, and it allows me to be able to control exactly where I land. And so now you're on land. Now, here's the nice thing. When you're flying with Elytra, you can open your inventory, you can look around, you can eat, and you don't need to climb over hills or anything. So it's a great method of transportation, and I would definitely recommend it if you're able to do it. Now it might take some practice to nail landing with Elytra, and that's totally okay. You should totally practice because it's very helpful. Now, you might be asking, well, since I need to find Elytra and I can't craft it, what happens when it breaks? Now, Elytra does break. It has a durability bar, as you can see right here. And when I literally cannot talk. When the durability bar depletes completely, there is no more Elytra. It will break. So, you can repair it by combining it with Phantom Membrane in an anvil. Now, Phantom Membrane is obtained from phantoms, which spawn if you haven't been sleeping. So when you kill the phantoms, they drop Phantom Membrane, and you can use it to repair your Elytra. However, constantly repairing your Elytra can get tedious, so you can also make it last longer. You can use unbreaking to make it not break as easily. For example, if you have unbreaking 1 on the Elytra, then every durability point that would normally be reduced has a 20% chance of being ignored. If it's unbreaking 2, that's a 27% chance. And if it's unbreaking 3, it's a 30% chance. And finally, there is the best enchantment of all, in my opinion, mending. And what mending does is when you add it to Elytra, or any other tool or armor piece really, let's say you kill a zombie. When that zombie dies, it's going to drop XP. Now, the XP, normally, it goes into your XP bar, which is the thing at the bottom of your screen. But instead, where it's going to go is into whatever thing has mending applied to it, and it is going to repair it. And that is extremely helpful. Now, the important thing to note when enchanting Elytra is that you can't use an enchantment table to do it. You need to use an anvil, and that's non-negotiable. You just have to use an anvil. And I believe that covers everything you really need to know about Elytra. It might take a bit of practice to get it right, but you got it. Bye!